So nothing is more beautiful and unfortunately aggravating as change. Change sucks, but it's also great because, things change. Anyway, fashion is no exception to this rule. In fact, fashion changes like all the time. You know this, trends and all that good stuff. But why is it that we cling to outdated models of style that really have very little bearing on personal taste? And this really comes into consideration when we talk about essentials, like the idea of essentials. You know it's outdated, yet why do so many act as if it's fashion law, particularly in the men's fashion space? So today we're gonna break it all down and give some validation to the variety of styles that fashion has to offer. I'm Reggie Casual, and this is The State. Let's get it. All right, so you've heard like 1,001 people tell you about trends, essentials, and all types of guides. If you're doing content like that, more power to you, and I'm with you. But what I want to point out is the underlying theme that every single one of those videos or episodes or whatever they want to call it is really teaching. It's like three distinct things actually, and if you really pay attention, you'll get it. Those three things are, in kind of a quasi-descending order, precision, intention, and expression. Now, precision is pretty much all technical. All the pieces fit together like mechanically. More precisely, in fashion, that's funny, more precision, but more precisely. In fashion, this is the tailoring, the cut, the fit, and the overall composition of what you're wearing. And a lot of your favorite content creators have been screaming from the rooftops about precision without actually saying, hey bruh, it's about precision, you know? It's the reason why classic menswear is usually at the top of the essentials, look better this way framework. Its very nature is based in precision. But everyone knows precision alone leads to mediocrity. It's like that old Steve Harvey layout.
Every man has to own a black suit. After you get a black suit, there's 5 suits you need to get: black, navy, gray, brown, tan. You get those 5 suits, you get yourself 2 white shirts, get yourself 2 cream color shirts and 2 powder blue shirts. You can make 75 suits with those combinations, because every last one of those pants go with every last one of those jackets. Every last one of the jackets goes with every last one of the pants. You cannot mess up.
Like that's good advice if you have no clue what to do in one genre of fashion and in one lifestyle. It certainly doesn't apply to everyone, and any self-respecting guy knows that you can do all of that, have all of that stuff, and you could still look terrible. And honestly, yeah, you'll have a lot of initial combos, but you really are wearing the same outfit every time, and there's like very little expression. I mean, intention is somewhat baked in, but it's really apersonal. It offends no one, it excites no one, and you're purposely Gattaca-ing yourself, if you are familiar with the reference. If you're familiar with that movie, but watch it, you'll see. Basically, you're just cornflakes, and no one wants to be cornflakes unless you want to be cornflakes. If you're that kind of person, maybe that's your thing, and that's also okay. I'm not throwing any shade on that. If you want to be cornflakes, fine. If you like, okay. But even so, that's where intention comes in. The second thing. Intention is the deliberate choices made in the style process. And if you've been following this long, it's becoming increasingly clear why the essentials model is outdated, but more clearly, it's because of intention. Like, if you intend to have something cut a particular way, it inspires not only creativity, but confidence. Because nothing is better than saying, I meant to do that and really mean it. Intention eliminates try-hardiness because you either, 1, stop caring what others perceive as what is try-hard and just trust your gut, or 2, you just did it so confidently and without worry that it doesn't matter what people who don't like it or think you're try-harding think. Basically the same reason. And again, you're just trusting your gut with a little help from precision, of course. The problem is, with just intention and no precision, you'll end up doing things with no foundation, or just very little foundations. Because we're all humans. We all follow each other and copy, and the best of us copy for a living and then reinterpret. Even me, this very style of cadence in my voice is something I was inspired by from someone else and made my own. Perfecting that is precision. Meaning to do it is intention. It's same with fashion. You need to study. You need example. You need precision before intention, because without the building blocks, you are pretty much lost. I mean, that's where the whole idea of essentials comes from. Not from cookie cutter insert piece here perspective, but from a building block perspective. The hope is that you naturally get to intention because the essentials, the old essentials that every guy should have, they're just hard to F up. But then this little thing comes in, it's called expression. But the thing about expression is, alone it's pretty much all passion. It's not precise, it's not intentional or focused on anything, it's just you. For many, expression comes first because it's easy. You know who you are. And the other stuff like intention, precision, that takes time. Time you probably don't have. Now, the old outdated essentials model actually banks on you not wanting to take the time to do that other stuff. So you can just get right to expression. The problem is, particularly in certain hemispheres of fashion, image is usually summed up as pretty generic, which is the reason why you have this kind of standard, most noticeably in menswear. While self-image is important in these areas, a generic style done with precision and some intention is enough to, let's say, get yourself in the door. You express yourself with your personality once that door opens. Am I right? Right? You don't need the clothes, just me. The problem with that is everyone else is also trying to get in the effing door. So let's go back to the Steve Harvey model, for example. Imagine every single person going to an interview dressed like that. Now imagine one person taking the time to wear something in the same menswear tone, but dressed it up with a tailored cut look, more deliberate fabrics, a contrasting personal but undisturbing ties, slight break tailored pants, excellent use of accessories, polished and elegant Oxfords, perhaps some Argyle socks for personality. I don't know, throw something in there. Now, a person like this would likely be into classic menswear, and due to that fact, they would stand out even among the I have a lot of Steve Harvey combos in my closet crowd, who are essentially wearing stuff in the same genre, but it's not even close to being the same approach. One is essentials, and the other is intentional. The danger comes in thinking that carrying just a little bit more is antithetical to basic essentials. What if, God forbid, your wardrobe invested in more interchangeable pieces that were geared towards your preferred style? In that case, I guarantee the essentials would change from person to person. Now, why is this? Because ultimately fashion is incredibly subjective. Don't let anyone tell you otherwise. It's a subjective thing, and it's your life. Like, don't matter if you're punk, NYC heritage, California lifestyle, athleisure, post-avant-garde, 90s street, Americana, workwear. The whole point is essentials aren't the same for everyone. The only criteria is precision, intention, and expression. That's what's essential. Those are the essentials, at least in my mind, but some people disagree. Now, I got a little bit more under the hood to talk about, but before we get there, a word from our sponsor, Squarespace. A big part of fashion is community, and building a fashion brand or any business requires a strong one. That's why using Squarespace for your new website might be the way to go. Besides being packed with great website templates, built-in SEO and analytics, Squarespace's new members areas make it easy to create, foster, and grow a community of true fans. Give back by giving members exclusive content, discounts, and much more, all while monetizing your business. So use our code squarespace.com/thecasual to save 10% off of your first website and let Squarespace help you build your brand, business, and community. So I gotta level with you here. This episode is not to shit on the very idea of the classic essentials model, because it is a rubric. Honestly, there's really not a problem with it. The only problem is that there's not a counter to this narrative. You see, living in Japan for all these years, it has opened my eyes to this idea that fashion isn't about having the same thing or even having that many styles in your closet. It's predicated on this crazy idea of preservation. That's why trends are cyclical, because preservation allows us to build on what came before. And because of that preservation, fashion has benefited from precision and intention. That's why the classic idea of essentials is outdated. It invalidates the hundreds of styles, perspectives, lifestyles, and traditions of a multitude of style methodologies. Even here, like here in another country, it invalidates what a lot of people do here that have done it well. Seriously, walk around Japan in any highly fashionable area and probably blow your head off by how many different styles there are, And it would totally dismantle the idea of the classic essentials model, in my opinion. I mean, sure, it's easy to say power phrases like grown men shouldn't wear this, but you'd be surprised what you see when you move out of that bubble. You know, that bubble that perceives that all people need to do the same thing. That is not creative. That's not even expression, that's conformity. That said, I do believe we should all pay attention to the foundations of fashion and style. But the classic idea of essentials, it's more so serves as a rubric. By that measure, your essentials may be different from John Q's essentials, maybe different from Kevin J's essentials, maybe different from Aram M's essentials to Reggie Casual's essentials. Sure, some things can intersect, but I'll be damned if I want everyone to wear the same thing. Like, we learn nothing that way. There is no progress that way. That's crazy talk. The only essentials really are your clothes worn the right way, according to the consistent standard that allow you to express yourself in the most accurate way possible. Succinctly, wear what you want, but wear it well. That's it. In any case, what are your essentials and how do you make it work? Or do you believe the popular classic essentials model is enough? It's still valid. I mean, I think it's valid still, but I mean, you think it's the gold standard. Let it all be known in the comments. Join us on Patreon for extended, unfiltered commentary on topics like this, as well as other benefits. Be sure to like, sub, and turn on notifications if you found this content valuable or entertaining to you. But most importantly, keep it locked right here for all of your info on international fashion culture and business from Tokyo. It's your boy, and keep it casual. Yoroshiku onegai shimasu. And I will see you guys in a minute. I'm actually surprised with myself. I went straight through that. That ending, at least. That's pretty good. It's the fastest I've ever said it. Anyway, I'm out of here. See you guys.